Sometimes there is a reason to the rhyme. Sometimes there is a pattern in what we first thought was mere chaos. Why is it that in the Buddha Joy Meditation School course of 16 weekly webinars, why is it that some meditations we do for 1 breath, others for 4 breaths? Why is it that some meditations are 4 syllables long or 3 syllables long, while others are just 1 syllable long? Why is that? More than 9 times out of 10, when we stick with a contemplative topic, we do so for at least a total of 12 breaths. Within those 12 breaths, the first 4, or the first third, are typically 3 syllables long. The remaining 2/3 are typically 1 syllable long. Why? Why do that? The 1 syllable contemplations are much more handy for our minds to work with when we are in a centered, subtle, calm state. Well, if that's the case, then why even muck about with 3 syllable meditations? Because those 1 syllable meditations can be mighty cryptic. And the 3 syllable meditations, although a trifle more ungainly, conceptually give us a frame of reference so that we can maximize the amount that we profit from the 1 syllable meditations. If you are as geeky as me and you enjoyed the movie Contact or enjoyed the series or novel Cosmos, then perhaps you are familiar with the phrase primer. If you're old enough to remember life before smartphones, then you remember having a great big folding map in the car. And in one of the corners of the map would be something called a legend, which decoded the symbols. If they didn't use symbols on the map and just spelled everything out, it would be illegible. If they did not supply a legend or a primer to give us the translation of the symbols, it would be incomprehensible. So we have a choice between that which is cryptic and that which is ungainly, and that false choice is mitigated by the presence of a primer or a legend. Likewise, in the contemplative exercises, the 3 syllable exercises serve as a primer or a legend that prevent the 1 syllable exercises from being squandered in cryptitude. Having said all that, why? Why are some meditations done for 12 breaths and others only for 1? 90%, approximately 90% of the time, our exercises, our sets of exercises are for a total of 12 breaths each. However, there is an exception. When we do the union, or practice the union of impermanence and acquiescence, we rapidly move from topic to topic to topic to topic. What's the benefit of that? It helps to reinforce viscerally the fleetingness of all phenomena, the impermanence of all phenomena. For instance, if we begin contemplating how all things change and then rapidly move to how Earth changes and then rapidly move to how our personal environment changes and then how our bodies change, how our communications change, how our awareness changes. That rapid switch from one topic to the next topic to the next topic to the next topic reinforces the fleeting nature of phenomena. Whereas the opposite would happen if instead we lingered in each of those contemplations for 12 breaths. It would really undermine our sense of change. Now, luckily, all the exercises in the first lesson, the second lesson, all the way through the 16th lesson in the advanced text are lavish with what some people like to call contemplative notation. In the first lesson, we explain exactly what contemplative notation is and how it works. That way, in all the exercises and lessons that follow, it becomes a relatively simple matter to follow along. I am Lama Jigme Gyatso for the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Before you go, remember below the video is a button that reads Show More. When you click that, you can gain access to resources that you could find useful on your contemplative journey. Until next we speak, may you and yours be healthy and happy.